user GitHub. This S3 action is not permitted because the reason has been provided. It's implicitly denied. No. Hey guys, in this video, I will show you how to test any IAM policy in the AWS console before even directly map it to the end resource like user, groups, roles, or any EC2 instance. I'm going to use a tooling called IAM Policy Simulator. And as you could see, you can test as a specific user or a specific groups or a specific roles. And you can also test based on the existing policy or a custom policy which you're going to write it out. For the existing user name GitHub, there are like two policies exist, which is of CloudFront, and the policy says allow and CloudFront create invalidation part has been provided over here. So I can run simulation for the specific action. Let's say for this specific role or specific user, I can see whether the action is being permitted. I can select the action, let's say create bucket, and I can choose run simulation. So now I can understand that for this specific user GitHub, this S3 action is not permitted because the reason has been provided. It's implicitly denied, no matching statement, because as we covered in the last video, for the IAM policy, by default action will be denied, and we need to explicitly allow any allow action if needed, right? So we can see like for CloudFront, the policy document says we are allowing a specific action called create invalidator. We can test it out whether that specific action has been permitted. I can even filter it based on here, like CloudFront we are looking for. Choose service CloudFront. The action we are looking for is create invalidation. So it should be here. So I can just select it in the checkbox and I can choose run simulation. Now you see it says create invalidation is being denied because of star, but then you see I'm providing access only for a specific distribution and not for all the resources. So what I can do is I can just copy the ARN of the distribution and provide the distribution name explicitly here to see will that be get allowed or not, right? So I can just go and run simulation again. Now you see it's been allowed. So however granular you write the policy statement, we can still test it out using this policy simulator, right? So for example, if you're writing a new policy for, let's say this is a new policy I'm going to run it, then what I can do is I can just copy this, and instead of mode as existing policy, I can go with new policy and I can say create new policy, paste your document here, and you can just say apply, and now you can start your simulation. So now this will be testing your new policy which you haven't yet mapped to any of the specific resources. So likewise, it will be very helpful to troubleshoot. If, for example, if any user is coming and saying that, hey, I'm trying to use a specific action, but it's not allowing me, then you can run this policy simulator within your account to see what actually is stopping the user, because it can be multiple reasons. It can be an S3 bucket policy restriction. It can be organization unit level or specific SCP is stopping the specific API call. So for such scenarios, rather than going like multiple level of troubleshooting, you can just use this IAM policy simulator and right away know where exactly the blocking or deny action is happening, or to double verify the new policy which you are writing, it's actually letting the user to perform the required action. You might also be interested in writing the custom policy like this, which I covered in the video here. See you guys in the next video. Until then, that's all from watching. Thanks.